Hi, this is Steve Bonin with Harris Web Creative. I'm here today to talk about online SEO basics. If you are a web developer already, you probably know all this stuff, so it'll just be a good review for you. But if you're a website owner and you are paying somebody out there to develop your website for you, these are good things to know. These are questions to ask your website developer to make sure that they are doing the right things on your site. Because if you don't, then what happens is you're spending a lot more money in off-site SEO and off-site marketing to get your page to rank. Anyway, that being said, let's go to the video. I'll see you at the end. Okay, the first thing we want to look at, here is my my website design web page. The first thing we want to look at is the title tag. You can see the title tag. The title is up here in the tab. But to see the full title tag, you right click, you say View Page Source, and the code comes up, and you can see the title tag right here between the tags, title and end title. So website design, website designer, web development, mobile, and responsive. So this is what shows up as the link in your search engine results page in Google. So it's very important. Google looks at this. They determine whether the title has to do with the paragraphs that are written on the page, so they have to relate. But more importantly, it tells the searcher, the user, what your page is about, and that's important. So make sure that your title tag has your best keywords first, and go from there. Okay, now we want to look at the description tag, and there's two main considerations in the description tag. I'm going to go back to the code here. Here's my description tag: Harris Web Creative goes beyond expectations in custom web design, and so on. The first consideration is this is describing your site. So Google's going to look at your content, and it's going to see if that is something is like that in your content. And here it is in my content. I've used it right at the top of my first paragraph. Harris Web Creative goes beyond expectation in custom web design. So Google will say, okay, the description and the content are reflecting the same concept. So that's good. So you get a couple brownie points for that. The second thing, though, and probably more importantly, is in your search engine results page. What Google does most of the time is they will take that description tag and they will use it in your in your link here. So I've highlighted it here. Harris Web Creative goes beyond expectations. So you want to craft a descriptive or a description tag for people, so that people can read it and understand what your website is all about. The next thing we want to look at is Google authorship. Even though authorship or the author tag does not help you in SEO yet, Google is experimenting with this, and it may in fact improve your rankings in the future. You can go out and search Google authorship and find out lots of ways to connect your name to your Gmail account, and then you place this tag here in anything that you create, and Google knows it was you that created it. But more importantly, again, is the human element. If you see, this is a search for web development, and here's the local results. And as you can see, I'm the only one on the page with my picture. So this draws the eye. Even though I'm in the fourth position, the actual fact of having a picture, a human face on what it is that I do, helps to gain clicks. And ranking is great, but really in the end you want people to click your link and go see your site. Now we want to talk about headers. That is H1 through H6 tags. The H1 tag specifically, you should only have one on your page that describes your content. Here is mine, professional web design. If you go over to the source code, you can see this is what it looks like. It starts with an H1 and ends with a /H1. But more importantly, you can see it on the page. Now, Google looks at this H1 tag and says, oh, professional web design, this is what the paragraphs or the content should be about. And it looks down here, and lo and behold, it actually is about website design or development. And for that, you get brownie points. Before we leave tags altogether, Google also looks at the overall structure of your page. And again, it's looking with its eye to user friendliness or user experience. So the structure of your page should be easy to navigate. Now, as I mentioned before, here we have our H1 tag. Now we have H2 tags for subheadings, website design, website development, and here SEO, some on-site technical considerations. That's an H2 tag. And here I have H3 tags. What is SEO? And even some H4 tags down here. So as I break down each category of what we are talking about, the tags get smaller and smaller, and Google tends to like this. In general, Google likes short paragraphs, allowing the user to single out the specific piece of information they want to read about, and then just a short paragraph describing what it is that they want to know. Alt tags for images should be populated for a couple reasons. If somebody is working on a low bandwidth connection and they have the images turned off, it doesn't happen very often anymore, then a little tag appears in place of the image that says what the image is about. But it's also an opportunity to put some keywords in. Now, your keywords should reflect what the image is about. So the other thing is that image searches are becoming much more popular in Google. So if you do an image search for website design, and this is what comes up, and there's yours truly, and this is what I'm highlighting there is the alt tag for this image. And we can look at a few more. This one is also mine. It's from a website that I coded, as is that one, and I'm pretty sure that one's mine too. Website design, and that one. So all these are showing up on the first image page. I'm not seeing the one. Oh, there she is. There, that one there. That's from one of my blog posts, and I populate the alt tags on my blog post images too. So as you can see, website design Milton, what to expect from a web designer, and someone could end up visiting the page like that, and come to my site. Microformats like Schema helps search engines to recognize structured data, like your contact information, your geolocation, or calendar events and stuff like that. There's a link here Search Engine Journal does a great job, and you can go and see that. It requires a fair bit of coding. So what Google has done, it has given you a structured data testing tool, and you can have a structured data markup helper. And if you follow through this process, it'll give you the code that will help you mark up the different parts of your website, letting search engines know things like this is a phone number, this is where the email address is, this is a name, stuff like that. So that's something that you can explore on your own. The very last thing I want to talk about is content or content creation, and for that I turn to David Amerland, who wrote Google Semantic Search, a best-selling book right now. You can go out and get it and read it. David writes content marketing and content creating strategy. If you are creating content with a specific purpose of marketing your website and services, what do you need to bear in mind? And David goes on to talk about, does the content tell a story? What is the purpose of the content? What motivates this piece of content? And what is the plot of your piece? You can go out and you can read this for yourself. That's David there, and you can follow him on Google+. That's it, folks. That's SEO basics for on-site SEO. I hope you all go out and have your web developers watch this video and ask them if they are doing all these things for you. And if they're not, give me a call.